The issue of witnesses who have appeared before this committee and after their appearance, statements are made against the submissions that they have made, which might make their statements which they made before this committee to be a lie or to be untrue, and that would legally mean that they have lied under oath. Practically, the issue of Pegitele, for instance, the committee would remember that when he came to the committee, he made some averments which were denied, and some were opposed by by Mr. Matlala in Khosumampuru. So how do we deal with such matters which trigger a response? Because if what was said by Mr. Matlala is anything to go by, then that means to a certain extent, Mr. Cele lied before this committee, but it would be incomplete to make that determination, having not given him an opportunity to reply to what has been raised or to what was raised by Mr. Matlala.
Very much, Chair, and compliments to the colleagues. We generally agree with a lot of things that were said. And on O'Sullivan, we must use the powers that we have to summon him. We must be a different kind of a committee that deals with the powerful in a manner that shows them no one is above the law. And this time is giving us an opportunity to demonstrate to him that he's nothing else but a subject of the Constitution of South Africa if he thinks he's South African, and therefore he's going to have to respect the Constitution of South Africa and the laws of South Africa. The same goes to Mokhozi. If all things were equal, we're just supposed to send a donkey cart to go and fetch him from the village and bring him here, because he has got no reason. Things were clownish and were part of the people he has been clownishing with for a very long time in that province. So we need to find a way decisively to deal with him. When we are listening to generals of the police, we have never referred to them as a group. We've never said, hey, subs, they say, why are you scared of subs? No. We spoke about individual names. We said one this one, one this one, one Sibia, one this one, one this one, one this one. As an adult who's responsible of making laws of this country, you must jealously guard against the integrity and the image of the judiciary, and do not make sweeping statements about the judiciary. Because the day you erode the image, the good image and the authority of the judiciary, that's when you are taking this democracy to the dogs. I'm very angry with the judiciary for not delivering the Phala judgment on time. But I'm not going to paint the whole judiciary as being incompetent and making political consideration before they make a judgment. No, I've got a problem with the Constitutional Court, which has had the matter and is unable to deliver the simplest matter they've ever had before. And therefore, if I've got an issue, I will say the Constitutional Court has in this regard failed us. If there is a judge that you've got an evidence against, that this judge has been corrupted and this judge has done 1, 2, 3, 4, you need to specifically mention that judge. Don't act all brave here and all act. Don't act all brave. Mention a name and say Judge Ludwaba gave a judgment that said 1, 2, 3, 4, and therefore he needs to come and account so that we can argue about that. There is no judge who has ever been taken to a commission on the basis of a judgment. Anyone who's not happy with the judgment of Judge Ledwaba, that when you need Paul O'Sullivan, you must give him 48 hours and notice of warrants of arrest. You can take that on recourse, unless you say that became as a result of a corrupt nature or relationship Ledwaba has with Paul O'Sullivan. And this is the kind of a relationship they have. On the basis of that, then make us take a decision. I'm not going to say, let's call judiciary, let's call judiciary. That's what we asked Lieutenant General Mkwanas. Who do you refer to when you say judiciary? He couldn't give us. He just spoke about a magistrate. And I said to him, which he was quick to concede, that do you realize it is dangerous to say a magistrate who normally when we speak about judiciary, we refer to judges. But in this case, you're referring to a magistrate. And on the basis of that, you paint the whole judiciary wrongly. He was quick to concede. Even that judgment of that magistrate, there's nothing wrong with it. Anyone who's got a problem with that judgment, let that person take that judgment on appeal. There is a recourse for that. Where a judge takes money of Sunderland and get arrested, those are the kind of issues that we must be concerned about. That this is a practical case where judges can be bought and undermine the rule of law. But I'm still to hear which judge did what outside giving wrong judgments. Judges give wrong judgments. And in most cases, their judgments are overturned. It can be that when we're not happy with a judgment, we paint a judge as corrupt. You are going to collapse yourselves, the judiciary. And when we collapse the judiciary and its independence and its good image, all of us are going to be subject of these cartels and criminals, and we'll have no one to run to. At least we still have a judiciary that can protect us from these criminals which are running amok in this country. So I'm making an appeal, colleagues, that even if we want to sound more radical, we must never attack judiciary in a manner we're doing without giving the facts. Let's give the facts and let's deal with them. When we're complaining about NPA, we brought Advocate Batoi, and then he brought Johnson. He said, before I come, well, most of the issues are talking about, they belong to Johnson. Johnson came, and then Batoi ultimately came. Is there any other prosecutor we're looking for? Let's put the name down. Let's not generalize. There are men and women out there who are prosecuting objectively, who are not involved in this mess we're talking about. And therefore, you can't just say, we must not be scared of prosecutors. Make a name. Give us a specific name. Make a case. And let's second that. If no one is seconding that, it falls off and we proceed. We don't have the whole day. I mean, the whole time, Chairperson. I don't agree that we must call Begit. Begit said whatever he said about Matala. We went to Matala to test what Kele said about him. He responded in a manner he did. One of the fresh allegations Matala made is, I gave Begit money. If we go to CCTV cameras, will we get that? Yes, you will get that. If we go and ask your protector who followed you to the car where you dropped the cash, working with Begit, will he confirm that in affidavit? Yes, he will confirm that. You have never done any of those things. You have never looked at CCTV cameras. You have never asked for an affidavit of a bodyguard who was there. You say we must call Begit because Begit must come and refute those allegations made by Matala and then make new allegations about Matala. Then we must go again to that prison to go and ask Matala. Is now in a new prison. Now Begit says this about you. No. If there is anything that comes out of Kele's mouth or Matala's mouth, which is substantive in nature, and we think this is a damaging and damning against a particular witness, we must then go and look for prima facie evidence. At least they gave us some lead. Look for prima facie evidence. And if we find something material on the basis of that, then say to this person, you need to come back. Otherwise, we're going to sit here. This one said this about you. What do you say? And then say the same thing about new things about that person. You go back. This person said this about you without us having anything. This should help us. And that's what Honorable Mateus speaks about. We have no capacity. There are no enough resources to follow up on certain things and get this information ourselves and say, no, we found something so damaging. This guy needs to come back. I will never agree that Bheki Cele must come back on the basis of what Matala said. And then we can't say, the way is so weighty. We even got the following. That's why we want Bheki Cele back. Thanks, Chairperson.